Hey folks, everything new under the sun. This is a new to me 40-year-old case 446, and it's the age-old problem where the muffler is rotten on it, and I was looking for a replacement. Now if you go to various forums, there's not a lot of help. You either do it yourself or buy a new one that is about $250, $300. And here is the inside of it, as you can see. And this one I took off. It was the far side of it was broken off, all broken, and it's not very easy to weld. It's so thin and so old, so I just cut it right off. So let's get rid of that, and I'll show you what the solution was and what I found. Now I'm in Canada, and in Canada we have a store called Princess Auto. And that store had this muffler. It's a dual intake with one exhaust on this side here. It's got a little heat shield on it. Get some light on the situation. It's got heat shield on it. And it is 1-inch pipe, which is the same as what the 446 has. Now this was about $150, far cheaper than any option that I saw online for new mufflers for this thing. And it happens to fit. Now this was originally for a Honda V-twin lawn tractor, garden tractor motor, and it just happens to fit. So if you look in here, it is the right size. It just barely fits in the cowl. Probably have to do maybe a little bit of cutting here. But the width of these two pipes, the intake pipes, are pretty much exact. You can see this is just sitting over top the muffler pipe, which is here. And of course on this side you can see the muffler pipe here, which is bent out a little bit. It should actually be straighter in. And so the width of this is almost exact. I didn't actually measure it yet. Almost exact though, and I'll be able to kind of cut these and just mate them up to the two pipes there. You can see the pipe on that side. And so this is a very nice nice muffler for this. $150, probably about half the price of getting a proper one. Or you can buy individual stacks. A lot of people do individual stacks on each side. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep it looking more original. And I found this one, like I say, at Princess Auto in Canada. So that's an option for you. It's a pretty heavy duty muffler, and I think it'll do well. Now this isn't day number 2, working at the muffler. So what I did, obviously I took some ends off it. I got a cutting wheel. First I kind of measured it, ballparked it. You can see a couple lines I have on the Honda muffler there. I kind of eyeballed it, measured it, or I didn't measure it. I put a mark on it, and then I kind of adjusted it and put another mark and adjusted it, and then I left myself an extra 1/4 inch. Just in case of mistake that you can always cut it shorter, but you can't make it longer. And it turns out that extra 1/4 inch was just about right to kind of get it centered in the existing metal flashing there. And it works out. It's pretty centered in the tractor. This end sticks a little bit farther out, and this end does conflict with the cowl. If I lower the cowl, you can kind of see it will conflict there. You can see it kind of will conflict with the bump out, the metal bump out there, because the original muffler had the pipe coming out the bottom here. And this side, this particular pipe was kind of coming outwards, and it was actually rubbing on the cowling there. So I cut it further back so it was closer into the body. and it's pretty close. You can see that the width of the pipe is not exact. The Honda, the new pipe, is a little bit thinner in diameter than the original pipe, but that's okay. I can bridge that gap with a little bit of welding, or I just put a piece of sheet metal, wrap it around, and put clamps on either side. Not the end of the world. I think I can cover that up and kind of mitigate that with welding. And generally speaking, it fits pretty well. So you can obviously put this muffler this way, or flip it around and have the exhaust coming out here. But the original exhaust was out the left side of the tractor anyway, so I opted to keep it that way. And it just so happens that the heat shield, kind of, that is what's it called, welded, point welded or whatever, spot welded to the muffler, kind of holds it up off this bottom piece and holds it at the right height actually of the exhaust manifold there. So it's just about right. You can see the original muffler is a little bit bigger, but again, I don't know if you can see that, but I can make up a lot of that gap with some welding, or maybe I'll cut the bottom of the original pipe and just pinch it in a little bit. There's things I can do there, but I think overall it works well. I think it's gonna work. $150 is the cheapest method I found, and it solves a couple issues. A new muffler, and it also gets the muffler inside the cowl, even though I will have to cut a little bit, maybe a little hole in there, maybe take that bump out off the cowling just for the final exhaust. I haven't decided if I'm going to put any extension on there or not. I might just cut a hole in the cowling and just let it go straight out. At that point, there's no particular need to direct it. It's going off away. I've got no implements or anything on that side that are going to conflict, so I could just leave it. And I think that's originally how it was kind of done, before it was, I guess, shooting into that bump out there and coming out the front and the back, I suppose. I'm not sure exactly how it was done, but I think that's going to work out really well. So I'll show you. I won't be able to weld it right now. It's about minus 12 degrees outside, and there's a pile of snow, and I can't get my actual AC house power out here enough to power a line 120 volt welder. So I'll wait for summer to do that and do it close to the house. But like I say, for now, I'll wrap this in some metal and some clamps and see if we can get it done. I don't know if I'll get it done today, but you'll see in the next video whether I get it done today or maybe it's the next day. Next step is I use the piece of the muffler I cut out that side, and I cut it into lengths, and I cut a slice in it. So that my plan is to put this over like a sleeve. Focus. Put this over like a sleeve, and then clamp it down, close it up on both sides, and that saves me having to buy or wrap other metal. And it's nice and round already. I was going to open it up and wrap it around, but I thought, why do I need to open it up? Open up a little bit and just slide it around both sides, and we should be good to go. And then I can always come back and weld it later to really finalize it once I know it works properly. Alright, we're on the other side now, the left side. I really need two of those clamps, one on either side, because the pipe on the front, of course, is a little bit smaller. But that's all I have for now. I just want to get it going. And this side is holding the muffler pretty well. I will note that there is a gap in that metal, and exhaust is going to come out. I'm going to need to weld this. Come summer, I'll get it welded up, and or get proper clamps on there. But that is kind of the idea I was going for. Now the thing I was talking about was the clearance here. If I let this down, you can see it's directly interfering with this. So my question is, if I cut this off, just right at the hood line there, natural hood line, is that going to be enough? There's kind of where the hood is going. There you can see the silver at the very back of the muffler. Fits in between the cowl. The bulk of it does fits in between the cowl pretty nicely. I think it's generally centered. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm I'm gonna cut a little bit out of here and see if I can get it to sit down. I may need to do a bit out here, and then just leave that kind of popping out the side. All right, here's where I've gotten to. Had to cut that much out, and it'll just blow straight out the side. And I'll have to clean those edges up and make it look a little bit more pretty. It's not sitting down 100% flat. I haven't got the clips in, but it is mostly down. Again, not sure what it's hanging up on, but it's tucked in there. You can see the silver of the new exhaust, and I think in the next clip we'll try and set it up and give you a listen.